Hello! Welcome back, everybody. So today's practice is going to be a 45-minute yoga that's going to be focused on the spine. So we're going to do a lot of rotations. We're going to do a lot of twisting. If anybody has any kind of injuries, of course, please listen to your body. You can always use the wall. You can always use a chair for some props and support today. But yeah, we're going to start standing at the back line of our mat. So the type of music that we're going to use, if you are going to tune in with the same as mine, is around a BPM of 115. I'm personally doing a chill indie mix today. Okay, so you're at the back of the mat. You're coming to a standing position. Feet are going to be at hips width. And we're just going to come into a nice easy line squat. Okay, so you're going to hold here for just a few breaths. You could always take a block underneath the hip bones if you need some support. We're starting a little bit more active today. We got quite a few postures to go through, and we got quite a few things to do before we even get into twists to ensure the body is nice and warm. So about 2 more breaths here in your squat at the back of your mat. From there, just reach the arms forward, coming into a tabletop. Take the knees together today. And then you're just going to come into a child's pose. You're here for about 2 minutes to tune in. Okay, so this is your meditation point. Forearms, palms facing down. Forehead coming to touch the mat. And then closing the eyes. So you're staying there. And then just give yourself a little bit of this time to start to tune in. Letting go of whatever it is that happened so far this week, this morning. Some of those things that you do not have control over. And just do your very best to tune into what it is that your body needs in this moment. Finding that length into your lower back now as you start to breathe a little bit deeper into your body. Feeling the belly pressing against your inner thighs as you feel the expansion through the back hips, the lower back, right up toward the midline. As you become more centered and grounded, your breaths will become deeper and longer. So things will start to slow down. We're here for about 5 slow, deep body breaths. Remaining in this child's pose, start by walking your palms 2 to 3 steps to the right, off of your mat. If you have the mobility, taking your left palm on top of the right, keeping your head heavy, and just breathe into the side of that left lung. No rush. On your next exhale, slowly inhale, walking your palms through the center, and then exhale the palms to your left. Getting into that reflection pose. Scan your body here from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes. There's nothing that should be engaged. That does not have to be. So hopefully your toes are relaxed, your head is heavy. You're not squeezing the glutes or tightening your shoulders. You're just letting go. Good, taking your final breath. And then as you walk your palms to center, blinking your eyes open, slowly bring yourself into your tabletop position. And just start to find some free flow, freestyle movements. So shaking the shoulders and the hips from side to side. That puppy dog, maybe your cat-cows, rounding the spine on your exhalation. Inhale, rolling those shoulder blades back, creating space for the breast palate to come through. So there's no right and wrong here. You're just freely and organically letting your body find its own movements. I always say in class settings, and online live streaming is the same, but close your eyes. Really allow yourself to tune in. Okay, taking about 2 more breaths. Okay, on your next inhale, coming to a neutral spine, tuck your toes. You're just going to step the feet into the middle of your mat, hips width. And then you're coming into a long set forward fold. So all that means is you're just letting your entire upper body dangle forward, keeping majority of the weight still, about 90 to 95% on your feet. Sometimes people need some on your palms, right? If you have your blocks or if you need an option. But the biggest concern here is always letting go of the cock in the neck. So what that means is a lot of people always hold a lot of tension upper body. And then it shows while you're trying to relax in a forward fold where your head is still lifted. So if you have anything like migraines or tension headaches, maybe this is a particular place you can pay attention to because that's most likely where you hold stress, maybe even trauma from experiences in your body. So what I want you to do is just take the crown of the head parallel to the floor. Eyes are looking past the inner thighs. Maybe shake out the head a little bit. Shimmy out the shoulders. Taking about 5 more breaths here. You're slowly working on straightening those legs. Taking about 2 more. Good. Bend the knees nice and deeply now. Head comes up last. Roll up the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Slow it down. No raise. When you do come to a stand, squeeze your glutes at the top. Inhale, reaching the arms overhead. Lean back, palms to prayer. On an exhale, step to the top of your mat. You're going to come into a traditional set flow to get it a little bit warmer in your body before we start our twists. So the traditional step flow is making sure that you're doing those step backs instead of both feet jumping back. Okay, so starting in palm to prayer, standing position, 2 breaths here. You can close the eyes, slight bend to the knees, tuck the tailbone, lengthening through the chest palate so the scapula is down and back. And then find length through the crown of the head, reaching skyward. Okay, open the eyes. Inhale, reach the arms up toward the ceiling. Look up, lean back, hinging from the hips, forward fold. Palms to the shins, flat back, breathe in. Right leg steps back, deep runner's lunge, hold it. Reach the arms up toward the ceiling, 2 breaths. Squeezing that back left glute just to ensure that left hip stays anchored. Lean back a little bit, inhale, palms to the ground, exhale, high plank. You could take a vinyasa here, or you could skip it and come directly into a downward dog. So remember, you're in the driver's seat here. You're in control of how you want your experience to be. From down dog, let's inhale the right leg up to the ceiling. Step the foot forward, drop the back knee. Just 1 breath. Inhale. Exhale, palms down. Left foot steps forward, flat back when you get there. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Forward fold, exhale. Stand it up. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Stay standing, palms to prayer. Exhale. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. Forward fold, exhale. Palms to the shins, flat back, breathe in. This time your left leg steps back. Drop the knee, 2 breaths. You'll notice the first round is always right focused. Second round is left side focused. Look up, lean back. Palms to the ground on an exhale, high plank pose, breathe in. And then do your thing. Either cycle through, it could be knees, chest, chin, or you're maintaining downward dog for a few breaths as you wait up. Left leg up to the ceiling, inhale. Stepping the foot forward, dropping the back knee, 1 breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms down. Right leg steps forward, flat back, now breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Good, stand it up, inhale. Palms to prayer, exhale. Let's do that 1 more time. Full cycle, inhale the arms up. Forward fold, hinging from those hips. Really kick the bum back. Flat back, inhale. Right leg steps back, drop the knee. Inhale the arms up, 2 breaths. Ujjayi is nice and strong. Finding that lift through the chest. Good, look up, lean back, inhale, palms to the ground, high plank pose, and go ahead, cycle through. From downward dog, right leg up to the ceiling, stepping the foot forward, drop the back knee, just 1 breath. Arms coming up, arms coming down, left foot's gonna step forward. Flat back, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Inhale to rise. Palms to prayer, exhale. Bounce to the knees, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. We've got 1 more side here. Flat back, breathe in. Taking your left leg, stepping it back, keeping that front knee to heel alignment as you reach the arms up overhead for 2 counts. Try to keep that engagement in through Mula Bandha. Palms to the ground on an exhale, high plank pose, breathe in. And go ahead, take your cycle. From that downward dog, inhale your left leg nice and high. Stepping the foot forward, drop the back knee. Inhale, your arms come up. Exhale, the palms come down. Right foot steps forward, flat back, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Stand it up, inhale. Palms to prayer, exhale. Shoulders up to the earlobes, inhale. Out of the mouth, exhale. 1 more, shoulders up. Garudasana, eagle pose. Inhale the arms up to the ceiling. Now you're going to take your right hand underneath the left. If you can't find your bind, then you're just going to hold on to your shoulders. Feet are at hips width. Slight bend to the knees. Now find a focus point with the eyes. You can stay here, taking the right heel on the left thigh. Or find a full bind with the leg. Wrapping the right leg all the way over, trying to tuck the right toe behind the calf. Tuck the tailbone so the lower back is nice and long, your core is engaged. You're going to slowly come into a sleeping eagle set. All that means is taking the elbows down to touch the knees. You're here for 5, 4, breathe, 3, 2, and change. Arms up, inhale. Palms to prayer, exhale. 3 sun breaths. Bounce to the knees, arms up. Out of the mouth, AH. Inhale the arms up. One more, inhale. Beautiful. Inhale the hands up to the ceiling. Taking your left arm now underneath the right. Find your bind, your setup. Try to relax your shoulders here. Shift the weight into the right leg. You could take that left heel up on the right thigh or find your full bind. Now pay attention that that right kneecap does not pivot, doesn't turn inward. Try to keep it quite settled and through the midline of your body so you're balancing your weight. Engaging through that core as you start to hinge through those hips, coming into your sleeping eagle. If you fall out, no big deal. Never any judgment in yoga, and really there shouldn't be in life, but anyway, that could be a blog or something. 2 more breaths. Good, hold on to it, and then slowly stand it up. Inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling, palms to prayer on an exhale. Good, this time step the feet hips width, palms to your lower back, eyes to the ceiling. Squeeze your glutes, lifting the chest, and then exhale, lean back a little further. If you're comfortable, you could drop your head back all the way. Otherwise, you're keeping the eyes looking up to the ceiling. 2 more counts. Soften through your toes. You shouldn't be gripping your teeth either. And then slowly bring yourself back up to a stand. Good. Come to the middle of your mat if you're not there already. Start to take the big toes together to touch. Come into a chair-like position. If you need to recorrect your position in any kind of way, or your clothes, and then reaching the arms out. Finding your focus point again. If Feel that tailbone slightly tuck, so you should feel the lower belly pull in. The floating ribs should tuck in as well, so you should feel that engagement through your core. We're going to come into our first twist. Okay, this one's going to be moving. Take your palms to prayer, stay in that chair, go a little bit deeper. Inhale, lifting up your heart. Exhale, look to the right. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, look to the left. 2 more times, inhale. Chair pose, inhale, hold for 3. Breathe for 2. Stand up, inhale. Release the arms, exhale. 3 shoulder rolls forward and up. Out of the mouth again. 2 more, really good way to release any kind of pressure. That strong exhale that you make verbally, AH, is a good way to release any kind of buildup in the area of the brain. So coming toward the top of the mat, we're going to take a slight bend to the knees. Step your left leg back into a warrior 1 stance. Okay? From here, reaching the arms up toward the ceiling. Take 3 breaths here. Go deeper onto the right knee lunge. Trekking that knee toward the pinky toe. You should keep that front knee to heel alignment. The deeper you go into your stance, make sure you're keeping that weight pushing toward the back, left out step, and the heel. Lifting up through the heart here. Good. All you're going to do now is you're going to lift up the back left heel. So you're going to do an internal rotation in that in the left quad. Okay, so the kneecap is now facing the ground. You could drop down to the knee at any point in time. But what we're going to do is we're going to hinge the upper body forward. You're going to place the left palm down onto the floor or a block. And then inhale the right arm up toward the ceiling, twist. Again, your option, dropping down the left knee. Wherever you are, lifting up through the chest, lengthen. Exhale, twist, twist, twist. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Keep the back, right and left glute quite engaged. That's going to ensure that the hips don't move out of alignment or they don't do anything funky. Back into warrior 1. Slowly windmill yourself up toward a stance. 2 breaths. Palms to the ground. Downward dog. Right leg steps back. Just come directly into posture. Walking out your feet. This is your true first downward dog today. So take your time. Shake out the head. Sway out the hips. That always feels good for the lats. Maybe even pulse the chest forward toward the thighs. Taking about 1 more breath here. And easy, bend your left knee. Stepping the foot right between the palms, warrior 1 set up. We're switching sides. We're warming up the body before we get into round 2, which we're going to go a little bit deeper into our twist set. Inhale, lengthening up through the chest. And then exhale, go a little bit deeper onto that left knee. Still trying to keep the weight equally distributed, however, from right and left foot. Okay, taking about 2 more breaths here. Just enjoy the posture for whatever it is today. Reaching up your right heel as you internally rotate the right kneecap to now face the ground. High crescent. You're holding your posture set here, paying attention to the curvature of your lower back. So again, feel that tailbone tuck. Inhale, find your length. And then exhale, slowly start to hinge from your hips, reaching forward. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Slowly start to take the right palm to the ground. And mindfully inhale your left arm straight up, stacking it to the right arm. And then exhale, twist. Inhale, lifting up through the chest palate. You're twisting through those internal organs. So majority of your twist, your flexibility, is right where that lumbar connects to thoracic. Taking 2 more breaths here. Keeping your focus point as you come back into that warrior 1. Keeping that left hip quite centered so you don't feel any kind of cramping. 1 more breath, look up, palms to the ground, exhale, down dog, release, 3 breaths. We're going to repeat that pattern once more, right from the top, but we're going to make it a little more challenging. Bend the knees, look to the middle of your mat, tiptoe the feet up, big toes coming together to touch, coming into a nice long set forward fold. Bend the knees, roll up your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, breathe in between. And then inhale the arms up toward the ceiling. Palms to prayer on an exhale, chair pose, coming down to sit. Now, do the best that you can here. Inhale, find that length again, lifting up through your heart palate, and then exhale, twist to the right. Inhale up to center, exhale, twist to the left. We're gonna get ready for a hold. Inhale up to the center, look to the right, twist to the right, hold it. Taking your left elbow onto the outside of your right thigh. There's a little nook right above the kneecap, right before you get and hit the right quadricep. So keep that elbow in the nook, pressing firmly into the palms, lengthening through the spine, taking 2 more breaths. Pull the left knee back, kneecap should be level. Come back up to center, inhale. Forward fold, exhale, good job. Let it go. 2 breaths in your long forward fold. Twisting is really good to help benefit the digestive tract, of course, but then also through emotions like agitation, frustration, anger, because we're hitting some of those major organs that hold those emotions. Anger being in the liver. So start to bend the knees, roll up your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, breathe in between. The body needs that oxygen. Stand up, inhale. Palms to prayer, exhale, start to sit back into that chair. This time as you inhale, twist to the left first, exhale. Good, up to center. Twist to the right. Get ready for your hold, inhale. Twist to the left and hold it. Getting that nook just above that kneecap, below the quadricep, lengthening through the spine. Get those hips nice and low, and then try not to collapse, right? Pushing into the left palm, lengthen. Keep that shoulder in socket, and then pull the right hip back. Hips are level. 2 more breaths here. Feel that body getting warmed up, in and out of the nose. Chair pose, come back to center, inhale. Forward fold, let it go, exhale. Palms to the shins, flat back, inhale. Out of the mouth, forward fold. Stay in a forward fold. Step the feet hips width. And now, if you can, only if it's there, interlace the fingers behind the back, but the opposite grip. And then reach the arms up to the ceiling. You can always hold on to a towel, a shirt, or a belt. Or you could simply stay in a forward fold, holding onto opposite elbows. That priority again is the cock and the neck. Relax your head, crown of the head parallel to the floor, soften your toes. Taking 2 more breaths here, slow, deep, and rhythmic. Slowly releasing the palms down, perch up onto the fingertips, and then tiptoe the feet coming into a downward dog, planting your palms, keeping them at shoulders width. Inhale the heels up to the ceiling. Exhale, lower down the heels, and then push the chest toward the thighs. Really get that opening in the armpit area. Do that again. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, holding that deepest point. Priority 1 is a straight flat back. Priority 2 is then your legs. So if your knees are slightly bent, that's fine. Taking 1 more breath here. And then walk the big toes together to touch. Just create a little bit of heat, okay? You can skip this step if you choose. Inhale, right leg up to the ceiling. You can skip it by holding here. For those that want to join, on an exhale, drive the knee toward the nose, coming to that high plank. Come back into 3-legged downward dog, inhale. Do that again, exhale. 2 more times. Three-legged downward dog, inhale. Warrior 1, coming back. Right foot steps forward, coming into your full reach. Arms reaching up to the ceiling, grounding into the back, left heel and outstep of the foot. You want to keep that inner arch lifted. And then from here, again, let's lift up through the back left heel, internal rotation, kneecap facing the ground, find depth. You can always drop down to the knee. Here's your challenge, palms to prayer. Your body's warmed up for this now. You could either come into that previous exercise we did where the left palm comes to the ground, or as you hinge the upper body forward, you can always move the belly muscles out of the way. And then you're twisting to the right, taking that left elbow onto the outside of the right thigh. Maybe open the arms. Maybe right arm behind the back, you could find a bind. You're here for 5. You could always adjust. 4, 3, wherever you are, hold, breathe. 2, back into warrior 1, strong core, palms to the ground, high plank pose. Let's take about 3 breaths here. Let that blood come back in through that right leg. Back into a down dog, direct. Exhale. Nice job. 2 breaths, shaking out the head, walk out through your feet, sway the hips. Nice strong Ujjayi breath. If I was in the space with you, I should hear you breathing. Let's take those big toes together to touch. Inhale your left leg up to the ceiling. Option 1, you could stay here. Option 2, for those that want to join, exhale, knee to the nose. 3-legged downward dog, kick it up. Repeat. Last time, knee to the nose. 3-legged downward dog, inhale. Warrior 1, stepping that foot forward, front shin parallel to the wall that you're looking at, and then coming into your setup. Reaching the arms up toward the ceiling here. Try your best to keep your hips square for the first little bit. Soften through those toes. You're working on finding a nice tall posture here and letting your body recalibrate. Remember, your mind works a lot faster than the body. View the mind as if it was a computer and your body is still biological, right? The biology evolves a lot slower, so take your time, okay? Slowly start to pivot up on that back toe so you're getting an internal rotation. Go deeper into stance. Push the right heel back, palms to prayer. Option 1, taking the right palm to the ground, hinging forward for option 2, taking that right elbow onto the outside of that left thigh. From there, pushing into that left palm, lifting up through the heart. Your count is already starting. Don't worry, you can open up the arms if you choose. Maybe find the bind if it's there. Always coming back into that original option if you need it. Okay, you're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, pressing firmly into your left heel, warrior 1. Palms to the ground, high plank. 3 breaths. Quick set down dog, 2 breaths. Shake out the head a little bit, walk out through your feet. Try to get that tailbone reaching skyward, lengthening through your spine. Slight push through the triceps to reach the chest palate to the back. Beautiful job. Dropping down onto the knees. Keep the toes tucked under, okay? You're going to slowly come up to sit on the heels momentarily. You're not here for too long. Nice, quick, active recovery. While you're here, take the right ear to the right shoulder. Close the eyes. You can stay static. Hold for a few breaths. If you need a little bit of movement, if you've got energy in your body, maybe nod your head up and down while still favoring the right side of the body. Okay? Bring your head back up to center, inhale. Switch, left ear to the left shoulder, exhale. Holding static or a slight nod up and down. Working on those toes, we're getting into the fascial plane that connects all the way toward the back body, right up toward the forehead. So there's a lot more going on than you think. Let's be patient here as we take 2 more breaths. Eyes open, head up to center. And then exhale, reach the palms forward. Okay, circle out through those ankles. Don't get mad at me. We're going to do the same thing, but in reverse. This is nobody's favorite. So you're here for 10 seconds only, half the time. So you're going to actually curl the toes under. You are curling the toes under and you're sitting on the knuckles of your feet. Okay? A lot of people might get like the giggles. And a lot of people might get nauseous or dizzy. So you got props there, hopefully, that you could lean on, or just take your body weight off of your toes. You're halfway through, you're here for 5, breathe. 4, 3, 2, and then slowly release. Palms touch down, circle out through those ankles a little bit. Walking your kneecaps back, so you're right in the middle of the mat. Coming back into that freestyle movement, cat-cows, puppy dogs. Let's get a little bit more into the higher part of the spinal cord. So we're getting into more thoracic and cervical. From your tabletop, walk the right palm to the center of your mat. Inhale your left arm up to the ceiling. Thread the needle, but a moving set. Inhale the left arm back up to the ceiling, and then exhale, thread it underneath the right arm. Just continue with this movement. So you're working out any kind of kinks in through the spinal cord, cleaning up any kind of cobwebs that could be there. You can take about 1 to 2 more. And the next time you twist, slowly touch down the shoulder. Relax the back side of the head, so just behind your upper ear, onto the floor, or wherever your head really touches. And then slightly mindfully pull the right knee hip back, so the hips are level. You could take the right palm onto the hip, or you could do any kind of add-ons, or the right palm can stay grounded in front of the face on the floor if you need some help balancing. Okay, you're here for about 2 more breaths. Pressing the right palm down into the ground, slowly bring yourself back up. And then slowly release. Shake out the shoulders and the hips a little bit before you switch sides. Left palm down center, right arm up to the ceiling. Breathe in. And then exhale, moving, thread the needle. Inhale to reach the right arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, twisting right from your navel, right from your belly. Your movements can be nice and slow. You can go a little bit faster. With about 1 or 2 more, start to come into your setup where you hold. Right shoulder touches. You're not lifting the shoulders up toward the jawline or ears. You're just relaxing them down. Wherever that left palm grounds, hold. Do your best to square those hips. Pulling the right hip slightly back. 2 more breaths. Good. Slowly pressing into the left palm, bring yourself back up into table. Walk the feet slightly back so you can shift your body forward into an upward dog. Squeeze your glutes a little bit while you're here, and then lifting up through the heart. Taking an inhale and start to shimmy your shoulders as you lower down onto the ground. Reaching that chin toward the ground. Interlace the fingers, the opposite grip behind the back again. And as best as you can, inhale the arms up to the ceiling, getting that squeeze in the back of the scapula blade line. Adding a little bit of pressure there behind the heart. A lot of incorrect posture when we're sitting all day, so this is a really good technique to help open up through the front of your heart center, the chest, and to help re-correct the positioning of the upper spine. Taking about 2 more breaths. As you slowly release the palms down to the glutes, just release the arms to the sides of the hips. Forearms, palms facing up. Nice and easy. Inhale, strengthening the muscles in the back now, lifting up through the head, shoulders, and chest. And then exhale, slowly lower. Nothing too crazy. Inhale, lifting up head, shoulders, chest, squeezing your back glutes, get more height, and then exhale, slowly lower back down. Good, do that 2 more times. Keep inhaling, lift, exhale. Last time. Looking to the right side of the room, left ear to the mat, 3 breaths. Breathe forcefully into the back body. So feel the belly pushing against the mat. And then as you continue the inhalation, it expands the sides of your lungs, right up toward the upper chest, opening up through the back shoulders. Sometimes you might feel a little bit of a pulp or a crack through the upper area of the neck. It's almost like you're being your own chiropractor here. But you're moving as your body wishes, taking 1 more. Good job. Slowly bring your head up to center, and then exhale, switch. Taking the right ear to the floor, closing the eyes, soften your glutes here, and then take forced breaths. Nice, big, deep. Try to relax those shoulders. We're not moving yet. Really allow yourself to give yourself this permission and opportunity to just relax. Taking 1 more breath. Good. Gently take the chin onto the mat. Tuck the toes under. Plant the palms beside the chest. Either keep the knees onto the ground or a low plank, pushing yourself up into a high plank position. Quick down dog reset. We're going to take 1 to 2 Vinyasa Flows classic. So the jump backs to just flush out the work that we've done so far. Bend the knees, look to the top of the mat, walk or jump your feet. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Stand it up, inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. Forward fold, exhale. Palms to the shins, flat back, inhale. Walk or jump your feet back, take a flow set, or you could just come into a down dog. 2 breaths in downward dog before we do 1 more. You could start to settle if you need to in a child's pose if you choose not to join. Bend the knees, look forward, walk or jump. Flat back on an inhale, forward fold set, exhale. Inhale to rise, squeeze the glutes, forward fold direct, exhale. Flat back, now breathe in deep, high plank to low. Cycle it out. Good, 2 breaths. Looking to the top of the mat, bend the knees, coming to a comfortable seated cross-legged position. We're going to do 1 more posture, which is your basic spinal twist. You can move any kind of props out of the way, put on your socks or your sweater because we're going to get into final Shavasana next. When you're ready to lie down onto the back, hug the knees into the chest. Just give a moment here for that lower back to decompress. Closing the eyes again, really letting yourself tune in, not get distracted by anything that you see. If you need some more, happy baby, reaching for the insteps or outsteps of the feet and then just sway a little bit from side to side. It feels really good to massage the lower back. All right, team, so 3 types of spinal twists that you can do. Your basic, taking your feet down onto the mat at mat's width. You can start by swaying the knees from side to side. Okay, and the next time the knees sway toward the right, you're holding. Taking the head to look toward the left, and then the arms can do whatever they choose. Okay, option 2, you can get into that figure 4 stretch with the left heel up on the thigh, getting into the same angle twist. Or if the flexibility is there, like in Garudasana Eagle that we did in the beginning of practice, taking that left leg, wrap it behind the right calf, and then getting into a twist. Okay, so come into your variation wherever you are. We're here for a few more breaths. Try to take your head, though, to look into the opposite direction than where your legs are going. Okay, we've got about 3 more. If you need a little bit more time, feel free to stay. Otherwise, sway your head from side to side, engaging through your belly and core. Gently bring your legs back to center, unbind yourself. Come into a quick baby bridge once or twice just to reset through your spine and get ready to switch. So taking your knees toward your left. Come into your variation, whatever it is that you did for that reflection pose. Still keeping a slight engagement in through that mula bandha, that root center. First chakra point, that'll just ensure that the energy is slowly cycling up in throughout the spine, especially when it comes to the cerebrospinal fluid that helps to refresh and reset the brain. When you're ready, taking the head to look the opposite direction. Both sides of the body are going to be different, so if this side is a little bit tighter, I would say hold here a little bit longer. Wherever you are, a few more breaths. You've got about a minute or so if you need some more time in this posture, or if you want to come into any final poses before releasing into final Shavasana. Whenever you're ready to release, you can go ahead and explore the last little bit of movement here, of stretches. If you're coming into final Shavasana, if it's cold wherever you are, you're covering yourself with a nice warm blanket. Maybe turn down that music a little bit so you could focus a little bit more on the quality of your breath currently. For those of you that choose, you can always end your practices in a comfortable seated meditation as well. So you've got about 30 seconds here before we touch down into our final resting pose. Creating that space. Taking a moment here to lick the lips even, swallow that excess saliva, so then you can slightly part the teeth, the lips, resting your tongue in the middle of the mouth. And then softening through your forehead. Even if you're lying down, you're still lengthening through your spine. We're here for just a few minutes today. I will bring you back when it's time. And slowly begin to deepen your breath. Really taking your time again, giving yourself the permission to just awaken slowly. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Circling out the ankles and the wrists. Either hugging the knees into the chest or going for that full body stretch. Before rolling to the right side of the mat for a couple of breaths, and then pushing yourself up toward a comfortable seated to close. Taking the palms to prayer just in front of the heart. In energetic terms, the thumb represents the ego, so pressing it against the heart, finding that equilibrium, that balance. Focusing the eyes with eyelids closed up toward your third eye center in the middle of the forehead. Let this be a reset for you today, taking about 3 more breaths to close. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. And if you are going to tune in next week we're going to focus on core and we're going to focus on balancing poses. So I'll see you guys then. Have a great day.